Hi everyone, this is my Mythic Desolate host guide. This fight ideally is done with 3 tanks. It makes it much easier to handle. So there are 2 different builds with a variation depending on what you're tanking. If you're the Corporal Realm tank, I would recommend you run Abyssal Strike, Fallout, Flame Crash, Fracture, Concentrated Sigil, Spirit Bomb, and Demonic Infusion. The majority of the damage up in the Corporal Realm is physical, so maintaining higher uptime of your Demon Spikes with Demonic Infusion is recommended. If you're tanking the Spirit Realm, I would recommend all the same talents except switch Demonic Infusion to Soul Barrier. The downstairs, or the Spirit Realm, what I call downstairs, has mainly magic damage. So Demonic Infusion is not going to give you anything except maybe, your 60 pain every minute and a half. So you would get more use out of Soul Barrier. In the video, I forgot to switch to Soul Barrier, so I still had Demonic Infusion. But I would recommend Soul Barrier. Now the third tank, this is the Templar tank. So basically in the Corporal Realm, Templars spawn. The third tank will pick them up, bring them to the back of the room, and just keep them there the entire time. Now, how they work is they put a bone armor up, and when the armor's up, they take almost 0 damage. Because of this, you can't really heal yourself with Spirit Bomb, because Spirit Bomb heals you based on the damage it does. If the Templars are taking 0 damage, you're not healing yourself at all. So with that being said, this build would not work. So if you're the Templar tank, I would recommend this build. Tier 99 does not matter. Just run with Abyssal, I guess. Fallout or Burning Alive, I'll get to the differences here in a minute. I would probably run with Fell Blade for pain generation, since you're not really doing damage. Flame Crash is kind of irrelevant. Feed the Demon. Concentrated Sigils, Blade Turning, and Demonic Infusion. All the damage coming in is physical damage. So we want uptime of Demonic Infusion. We want, with Demon Spikes, with Demonic Infusion, feed the Demon. We want healing based on Soul Cleave. This is a Soul Cleave build because we can't heal with Spirit Bomb, so we need to sustain with Soul Cleave. So this build is built around Soul Cleave. Gear wise, I'd run with 2-piece tier 20, regardless of what you're tanking. 2-piece tier 20 is good. If you're the Templar tank, 4-piece is also good because you're Soul Cleaving all the time. So 2-piece for all 3 taking positions, or 4-piece for Templar tanking. Dark Moon card, great for the Corporal Realm and for the Templar tanking. It's okay in the Spirit Realm because the Desolate Host comes out eventually. But I would replace this with like a Writhing Heart of Darkness for Spirit tanking if you have, if you have it. Legendary wise, Pride, great for all the positions. Cloak of Fell Flames is okay for the Spirit Realm. I didn't use it, it's not needed personally, but if you want to be super safe, this would be okay. The belt is great for both tanking the Spirit and the Corporal Realm, not for taking Templars because they put their shield up and then you're not healing anyways. Also, you don't want to kill the Templars ever. The boots is great because it always adds up. So the boost is awesome for all 3 positions. You can always get away with running the boots with Burning Alive on excuse me, on the Templar, so boots with Burning Alive is fine. Oblivion's Embrace, great for all 3 tanking roles. Sifu's Secret is also really good. Keep in mind, in Spirit Realm, we do not interrupt the casters often, so this is not proccing as much as it possibly could, but you will still be proccing it. Soul the Slayer will be actually really good on the Templars. So ideally, if I was tanking the Templars, I would run with Boots, Soul the Slayer, Burning Alive. And right there, you have this mass amount of mitigation all the time. So if you have them and your Templar tanking, Boots, Rain, Burning Alive. Fantastic combo. And then you have Fallout to feed the demon. And then Archon's Hatred Reborn is still good. If you want to cheese a little bit, you can always run with Kil'jaeden's Burning Wish if you're the Spirit or Corporal Realm tank. So consumables, same thing. The normal consumables, you would run Agility Flask, Agility Food, and Potions of Old War, or Potions of Prolonged Power. And that's it, so let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Alright, so here we are. So I'm in the Spirit Realm, like I was saying earlier. I'm going to try to show you the positioning of all three. I only have footage from the Spirit Realm, but you can sort of see where everybody else is at, and I'll explain to you as we're going along. On the poll here, what we do is I highly recommend a Death Knight in the Spirit Realm. It makes this fight a lot easier to deal with. So basically what we do is we kill the residues ASAP. They cannot be tanked. And then I pick up threaten all three of the, the Priestess and the Queen. The Death Knight, his job or her job is to pull the X out and keep it out of the group until I say otherwise. You do not want it to die. To make this the easiest that you can do, you want to keep one up for a very long time. A side note here, when you kill something in one realm, it will spawn in the other realm. So we kill a Priestess, it dies, and then the Corporal realm will get the Priestess and has to tank it and kill it. Once it dies twice, it's dead forever. So once the top kills the Bone Wardens, they'll appear downstairs in the Spirit Realm, and we have to kill them. That's important to understand because we have the Bone Cage Armor, and only the Priestess in the Spirit Realm will cast the Scream that allows you to break the armor. So we have to keep up the Priestess for a long time to break the armor in the Corporal Realm and the armor in the Spirit Realm. So I'll go ahead and show you this. So on the pole, I do my normal rotation, Fiery Brand into my Fiery Demise rotation. I try to maximize damage. You see that the Soul Engine tank is over here. He tanks right next to the Soul Engine. He keeps the Bone Wardens here. The Warrior takes the Templars and brings them to the back of the room. So normal DPS rotation. The screams are coming off, which is fine because there's no armor yet, but they'll be spawning soon. So now we see the armor appear on the Bone Wardens upstairs. So we need to break that as soon as possible. So basically the DPS rotation is residues into Bone Wardens, because Bone Wardens have this chain lightning thing that will just destroy people. So residues, Bone Wardens, then the bosses. So they both have the armor, and if you look here, he positions himself, and this is very important because we wiped a lot because of this. We put all the melee and the tanks on this side of the room always. That way this area here is open to move, because if we walk on somebody else from the Corporal realm, we explode and die. So basically you want to position yourself about 5 yards away from the guys with bone armor and not on top of them. So he does perfect positioning here. And as you can see, it's going to break. He actually missed one. No, he's good, never mind. Tanking wise, we just DPS. Like, this entire thing is a DPS rotation. I'm going to see the Bone Warden should start down here soon. We still keep the Priestess out. So I pick up the Bone Warden. That's not bad. Something a better angle of it. So you pick up the Bone Wardens, you bring them in here, and you just DPS them down at 50% to get their shield. The Priestess keeps coming in, so you have to keep pulling her out. Right back here where my mouse is in the top right hand corner, you see the steps going up. This is where the Templar tank tanks the ads. It's back here. And he doesn't have remove. He picks up the Templars, brings them back here. And he stays here for the entire fight. So if you want to DPS these down as quickly as possible, get them to the bone armor. Bone armor's up now, and the I think it was something else had it. Yeah, it's already broke. It was the warrior that got it, so it stays in here. So basically we killed one set of bone wardens, but we still keep the priestess up until the next set of bone wardens up top gets their armor, which is during the Wailing Soul. For Wailing Soul, everybody stays in the spirit realm, nobody leaves. So there's the next bone armor, and then we have to break that ASAP. Alright, there's Big. Watch his positioning. That was perfect, actually. So, at this point, those bone wards are going to come downstairs, but the next set of ads spawn at the end of Wailing Soul. So at this point, we know we can now kill the priestess and be fine. So what you want to do is interrupt her or death grip her in and just kill her. So I interrupt her. I get her to come back in. I tell the Death Knight, I'm like, hey, we got to kill her now so he doesn't pull her back out again. So I pick up the Bone Wardens. So we want to focus fire on the Bone Wardens until the residues spawn. The residues are up now. And now, when these ads spawn, what I do is I get Threat, and then I Arcane Torrent. Sorry if you're a Night Elf. You can use Sigil Silence. So I Arcane Torrent to interrupt them, and I bring them all into melee. Because I know the Death Knight is going to mark one and pull it out. So I don't know which one he's going to mark, so I just bring them all in, and he just pulls whatever one he wants out. So I get aggro, Arcane Torrent, and I bring him in. And he already pulled it out, and I don't have to worry about it. So DPS the Bone Wardens down. After the residues are dead. And upstairs, if you're in the Cobra realm, you have to kill the residues as well. I have my sound muted, by the way, because I forgot to mute my mic, and you just hear me just smashing on my keyboard, and it's super annoying. And now this starts over. Now keep in mind, the next Bone Wardens don't spawn until, I want to say, the next Wailing Souls. Or the beginning of Wailing Souls. So basically this is just a DPS phase. You don't have to break any armor for, what was it, like 30 seconds, 40 seconds? So Wailing Souls has started, we know bone armor is coming. Just keeps pulling the priestess out. There's the bone armor. This positioning, I'm honestly the biggest thing that wiped us is the positioning of breaking the bone armor. So once you get that, this gets a lot easier. Since we broke the bone armor during Wailing, we bring the priestess back in. There's only one bone warden the second time, so it makes it a little easier. I think it was like 2 Templars, 1 bone warden spawns on the second set. So we want to burn the bone warden down, but as soon as the residues spawn, kill the residues. So pick up all 3 ads again, Arcane Torrent, bring them back in. And then heal with Death Grip one out. When you get the scream is actually really nice, because then it instantly breaks in any ads in melee. Assuming that the Death Knight doesn't accidentally pull the ad that is channeling on you, as it's channeling. There should be one more set of Bone Wardens to deal with. So this priestess here has to live for a very long time. So it's the 3rd priestess. Has to live for a long time. I'll show you why here in a minute. So just mass DPS, Wailing Souls. When Wailing Souls is happening is when the Bone Wardens upstairs will get the debuff. Now we're approaching, once you get to 35%, no more adds will spawn. So ideally, you want to get her to at least 35% during this Wailing so you have no more adds. But we still have to take care of the Bone Wardens upstairs. So we have to go break the Bone Wardens. The next person that gets the debuff. There it is. Now normally we would pull her in and kill her now, but we can't because we have to kill our own set of Bone Wardens. So this is the only priestess we have to keep alive a lot longer. So we pick up the Bone Wardens and then we're calling out all DPS on the Bone Wardens. Because we need these dead as quickly as possible. They do way too much damage to keep up. So as soon as Bone Wardens are broke, we need to break the shields. The host just spawned. The Culprit Realm tanks first. I want to point out here with the Sundering Doom and Doom Sundering, it does matter how far you go out. On Heroic, it really doesn't matter at all. On Mythic, it does. You need to get out probably back here to the wall. Or if you're supposed to be in, everybody has to be in. So then I taunt. If you're going to die in this fight as a tank, it's right now. If you have adds up and the host, you're going to get pummeled. So the first thing I did is I hit the host with a Fiery Brand. And I try to keep up all my DR, my EW, and my Empowered Wards, and my Demon Spikes. Because he's just going to pummel me. Then everybody has to get in. We already broke the shield. I should be interrupting the priestess and bringing her into melee to kill her. But I'm focusing on the host because, yeah, I die here. So again, I'm getting pummeled just because I think I used meta there, yeah, just to make sure. Just because both the queen and the host are beating the hell out of me. So ideally you want to kill the queen and the soul engine as quickly as possible because the upstairs, the Culprit Realm tank is also being pummeled. Yeah, so this is just a burn phase essentially. Kill the queen and the engine and then finish the host. Once the queen's dead, this gets a lot easier. I do mess up a little bit coming up here. I'll show you here in a minute. What happened is the Templar tank actually kills one of his adds, which should not happen. And you're going to see the adder running around beating on people. I'm about ready to hit the Berserk timer as well. He just Berserked. It's a soft Berserk, so you have time to kill him before you die. Yeah, there's the Templar. He's just beating on people and I don't pick him up. And that's the fight. Honestly, as a tank, this is an easy fight. You spend most of your time just DPSing. Proper positioning of the Scream to break the shield is imperative. If you're the Templar tank, you literally don't do anything except tank back here on the ledge and just stay there the entire time. But then, yeah, that concludes the fight, so I hope it helps. If you liked the video, please like or subscribe, and thank you for watching.